I would say this, like, I can see myself taking this even when I'm not even working out. Only when I need like to focus on something and I need a couple of hours that I'm not thinking about anything else but, let's say, a job or studying or something like that. Hey guys, DJ Fitness Deal News Reviews, the channel where we help you make smart decisions about the supplements and the fitness products that you buy. Listen guys, together with me today is the Performax HYPERMAX, and that's it, no XT. So if you guys saw our previous review of the Performax HyperMax XT pre-workout, this one, then I said two things about it. One, it's probably one of the best pre-workouts you've never heard about, which is still very much true today, but Performax is looking at changing this. So Performax is one of these low-key brands, even though they had one of the most loaded formulas that was launched over the last couple of years with very innovative ingredients, they still were very low-key, you know, not a lot of sponsored athletes, advertisements or stuff like that, like very low-key. Now, and also look at the packaging. I mean, this looked like whatever, a drug you would buy at Walgreens. Anyway, they relaunched the brand almost, they relaunched the packaging, and they are relaunching the formula with Performax HYPERMAX, which is their new flagship pre-workout. Now, again, what I talked about in this review, and I'm going to link to it here, is that this product was very good, extremely good when it came to focus. It was a super highly dosed pre-workout in focus elements, and it actually worked when it comes to focus. Performax HYPERMAX, the new version, doesn't change a lot when it comes to the actual ingredients, and I'm going to talk about this, and then I'm going to talk about the experience that I had with the Performax HYPERMAX. Now, I've had this for almost 3 weeks now since it launched, but I only started using it over the last 14 days. Now, for the ones of you that are new to this channel, here's what I usually do. I use this pre-workout or any pre-workout I review, or any actual product I review, for at least 3 to 4 days. It is very risky to do a review on a pre-workout after one workout. You might have not slept enough, you ate a lot of carbs, you're not feeling yourself, you were just depressed. I use this for at least 3 to 4 days. Now, what I do then is I switch for a couple of days to another top 10 super high dose pre-workout. And that gives you some reference into the stuff that you might be missing, or the stuff that missing, I mean, like, this was great in some things. Oh, yeah, I can feel the difference when I'm not using it. And then I come back to it for a couple more days, and that settles down the review. So anyway, so it's a process, and that's why it took me a bit of time since I had it, because I've had it already for like a month or 3 weeks. Anyway, let's go through the label. Now, if you compare this to the HyperMax XT, the previous version, the biggest difference is, one, this is a fully transparent label. This was like 50% transparent, 50% not. Now, most of the ingredients, if you look at the pure ingredient list, are the same, like exactly the same. There's a bit of minor differences in the ingredient list, but there's a bit of differences in the actual quantities. Mostly from what you can see, at least on the transparent part, when it comes to the pump and endurance formula, on the pump side, L-citrulline was moved from 4 to 6 grams, and they took off glycerol. They had 2 grams of glycerol, and they took it off. There's still 1 gram of agmatine in both of them, in both versions. There's still beta-alanine in 3 grams, and there's still Lola, which is an endurance plus pump ingredient that they had in the previous version, and they have it in this one also. Anyway, but this is when it comes to pump. Now, even before I go into the full experience with HyperMax, I can tell you pumps were okay with HyperMax XT. They're still okay with HyperMax. Okay, let's talk about what's really important, because like I mentioned in my previous review, this was always about the energy and the focus blend. Now, the ingredient list stayed the same, like I said, but the quantities are at least outlined here on the new version. Now, when it comes to energy, and let me take you through this in the reverse order almost, because you would expect to start with focus and end up with energy. This is such a super loaded focus formula that I'm gonna keep it for the next phase. As far as energy, you have 325 milligrams of caffeine, which is a hefty dose, plus 3 milligrams of alpha-yohimbine. Like I say in every pre-workout review I do about alpha-yo, if you're sensitive to alpha-yohimbine in a level that it causes you chills and jitters and you feel like shit, then this is another pre-workout with 3 milligrams of alpha-yo. Now, I'm personally not sensitive to alpha-yohimbine, and I like the effect of it together with caffeine. Now, different pre-workouts will give you different feelings. And I can tell you, even myself, like I can feel the Alpha Yo more with other pre-workouts. So I'm going to talk about the experience of my Alpha Yo experience here versus others, and specifically, should you be worried about it? Okay, so that's for the energy. As far as focus, and this is where HyperMax put most of their focus, you have 400 milligrams. 400 milligrams of PEA. Now, if HyperMax XT also had PEA, I don't think it had 400 milligrams. 400 milligrams PEA is not only probably the highest dose of PEA I've ever seen in any supplement, it's probably one of the only products right now that is using PEA. And I do think it's going to be more popular. So PEA is called in some research the love drug or the mood drug or the whatever drug. And it's not a drug, it's an ingredient, but it is a super mood and focus enhancer. Now what HyperMax did, what Performax with HyperMax did, they took 400 milligrams of PEA and added to that 200 milligrams of Araya gerenesis, which is another mood focus enhancer. And then on top of that, you have that hordenine, which basically prolongs the effect of both Araya and PEA. And then you have the caffeine and the Alpha Yo and all that good stuff. So anyway, sorry, and I forgot, 1 gram of L-tyrosine. On top of that, usually in some pre-workouts, and by the way, in some fully dosed pre-workouts, the only focus ingredient you will find is 1 gram of tyrosine, L-tyrosine. These guys actually have 1 gram of L-tyrosine on top of the 400 milligrams of PEA and the 200 milligrams of Araya gerenesis. So anyway, as far as focus formula, this is probably the most loaded focus formula to date. I can't think about any other formula that is so super loaded. Now, what's not in it? No DMAA, obviously it's banned right now, and no DMHA. Anyway, let's talk about the experience. Let's start with the flavor. So the flavor I have is strawberry kiwi. So I want to lay it right out there. This thing doesn't taste anything like strawberry, doesn't taste anything like kiwi. I don't know what it tastes like, but I would say the flavor is not the best I've ever had. I would say the flavor in a good day is probably like a 7 out of 10. Honestly, from my experience, PEA is a shitty ingredient to flavor. It just tastes terrible, and they have 400 milligrams of this thing here. It probably was really hard. Now, is it intolerable? No, it's tolerable, but it's not good. Like, you're not expecting to see it. So I just drink it, and then a minute after, there's a lot of aftertaste from the PEA. And a minute after that, I'll just drink a sip of my intro workout just to take the taste away. So, flavor, but it's 400 milligrams of PEA, man. You can't have it all. When it comes to experience, so as far as pumps, like I said, they're okay, they're great. I mean, you get pumped. As far as the energy, the Alpha Yo plus the caffeine does a very good job to get you energized. You feel the energy kick. It's one of these slow comers. I mean, there's some pre-workouts that hit you in like 15 minutes. When I used HyperMax, I actually felt that I actually need to take it like 30 minutes, 20 to 30 minutes before my workout to start feeling the energy effect comes in. When it comes to focus, listen, HyperMax XT was one of the best focus pre-workouts out there. HyperMax makes it even better. This is, I totally felt it when I moved off HyperMax to other pre-workouts that can give you that focus impact. This one is just, I don't think you can get more focused than this. I'll tell you, like, I wake up in the morning, I have shit of things on my mind, I get this email that's totally distracting. I totally feel the difference when I take HyperMax. The focus is just, you're only focused on what you're doing and no distractions. You're not thinking about other stuff. It's just there. And the other effect that I felt is just it stays there for a longer period of time, like probably almost like an hour and a half, 2 hours of just focus. Now, this is not a rage pre-workout. Like, you're not getting totally psyched and you just want to eat the weights like some other heavy steamed pre-workouts. This is super steamed, but the real element here is focus. So I would say this, like, I can see myself taking this even when I'm not even working out. Only when I need like to focus on something and I need a couple of hours that I'm not thinking about anything else but, let's say, a job or studying or something like that. This is, when it comes to focus, this is the highlight here. So when you try to place Performax HYPERMAX in your pre-workout decision process, I would say if you're looking for something, if you're distracted, if you're looking for something that when you go into the gym, you will just be with your workout for a couple of hours, this is a very good option that I would suggest you try. If you're looking for some super rage, craziness, you want to bang your head against the wall, the steam package here is very strong and it will get you energized. You won't get raged. As far as pumps, like I said, it's good, it's there, you won't be disappointed, but it's just pumps, right? Focus, this is what Performax HYPERMAX is about. Now, as far as pricing, $39.99 for 25 servings, which is a bit higher than what you would be used to, but that's mostly where pre-workouts are today. 20 servings for $35 to $40, so this is 25 for $40. Obviously, if you want to compare prices and find the hottest deals on Performax HYPERMAX, I'll link to the product page on Fitness Deal News where you can find the price comparison from all over the web. Listen, people! If this video was helpful in your pre-workout decision-making process, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you're new here, because this is what we do. We help you make smart decisions. And obviously, if you want to compare prices on Performax HYPERMAX or any pre-workout or anything fitness,